Here's the Spurs news roundup with me, Harry Scarfe. Delivered one holiday in Corsica. I mean, the villa is amazing, but the Wi-Fi signal is another thing. So I haven't been able to host the podcast. I want to thank Gary Ward for hosting it, and others that have stepped in and become guests as well and helped me deliver that. So thank you very much. I want to, thank you for coming in today. I hope you're all keeping well. The villa's lovely, but the Wi-Fi signal's a whole different kettle of fish. But no, as I said, hope you're well. Thank you for coming in. If I'm familiar with how these videos work, the first part of the video is your Tottenham news headlines in the last 24 hours or so, and the second part of the video is my full analysis dissecting every story. Let's get into it, don't go anywhere. So we'll start with The Independent, who report that Man City wants £60 million to let Savinho go. Tottenham are unwilling to match that. Tottenham have identified Monaco winger Magnus Akliouche as an alternative to Savinho. Fabrizio Romano via YouTube said there is someone very important blocking Savinho's move to Tottenham within Manchester City. Savinho is keen on the move but does not want to damage his reputation and relationship with Manchester City. David Ornstein next reports the Tottenham Hotspur talks with Crystal Palace over Eberechi as a deal is ongoing. Tottenham pursue agreement as Palace continue replacement search. Chi Wang is unrelated target. Wolves attacker wanted for striker depth over Nketiah's injury. Next, Fabrizio Romano reports that negotiations for Eberechi to Spurs again underway today after £55 million plus £5 million proposal yesterday on Monday. Daniel Levy and Steve Parish were in direct contact and talks to seal the agreement. Jamie Carragher on Monday Night Football was analysing how Thomas Frank switched from a back three versus PSG to a back four versus Burnley. Carragher said it wasn't just a system change, it was a style change. It was a really direct performance. You've got a complete contrast. Thomas Frank has described Spurs captain Christian Romero as one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League and a player who's totally committed to the new project under his guidance at Tottenham Hotspur. Here's Frank's official words. He said, "For me, he's one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, and to have him locked down long-term, every fan, me, staff should be extremely happy. It also shows he's committed to the journey we're on and the future and the bits we're building together. He will thrive under this captaincy. No doubt it was something he was hoping to be and wanted to be. When you have that approach, normally people take another step up and really want to go to the next level in terms of leadership. I have no doubt that he will drive the team and players and help in any way he can. There's more responsibility, and we also need to remember he's a young leader, so he'll need to learn and be even better." Next, Sky Sports report the Tottenham Hotspur forwards Brian Gill and also Manor Solomon are understood to be shortlisted as genuine options for Bologna ahead of the summer transfer window deadline. Next, Give Me Sport report the Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola is understood to have personally closed the door on Tottenham Hotspur transfer target Savinho leaving the club for the end of the summer transfer window. Fabrizio Romano said via YouTube that Tottenham have bid £55 million plus £5 million in add-ons for Eberechi Eze. Crystal Palace do want more than this, but negotiations are advancing. I give the deal an 85% chance of happening. Paul O'Keefe has since dropped a big bomba, as they call it, on X that Tottenham Hotspur have reached a verbal agreement with Crystal Palace for Eberechi Eze. On this day in 2009, Jermaine Defoe scored in the 95th minute to secure his hat-trick as Tottenham beat Hull City 5-1. On this day in 2023, since that 2-0 win against Manchester United at home under Ange Postecoglou, first game of the season, kicking it off on a positive note. And yesterday would have been on this day in 2017 that defender Davinson Sanchez signed for the club for a fee of around £42 million. Same also yesterday was 73rd birthday of Ricky Villa, Tottenham Hotspur legend. Football London report that Tottenham growing closer to signing Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace, with further talks planned between the two clubs in order to come to a final agreement. And Sky Sports lastly report that Christian Romero is extremely happy with the way things have gone in the first few months under new manager Thomas Frank. A new contract was drawn up as soon as the Argentine was named club captain. Those are your Tottenham headlines in the last 24 hours. If you want to stay, you're welcome to leave. If you want to stay, I'll be now analysing all the stories. So firstly, what I want to analyse is about Savinho and possible replacements. You've got Magnus Akliouche there. I mean, we'll start with Savinho. I mean, some very important. I personally don't think that will be Pep Guardiola. I'm no expert, but everything you see and hear with City, Pep doesn't tend to block players from leaving. I'd be surprised if that's Pep. I do believe there's probably someone in City that's like, hang on a minute, no, I don't want this to happen, but maybe something like their sporting director or technical director. I don't think it'll be actual Pep himself. What we got, so Eze talks really advanced. There's several sources saying that £55 million plus £5 million proposal in add-ons put on the table. I mean, it isn't a lot. It's under his release clause. I think he's personally worth a lot more, but wherever it takes to get him, I mean, I think we just play it. interesting analysis from Carragher. I think a decent pundit talking about Frank and that kind of change of system, change of style. I mean, it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone though, because Frank at Brentford went through various different formations, not necessarily ways of playing at Brentford, but different formations. Frank, speaking about Romero, I would say he's one of the best centre backs in the Premier League. Fully agree with him. Don't think this fan base recognise that enough, and I don't think the football world recognise just how good Romero is. They tend to just open their eyes to things they want to see, like Romero's rashness, and don't look at his leadership and his overall class as a player. Brian Gill and Manny Solomon wanted by Bologna. I mean, I can see them both leaving. I think if we can bring in someone like a Savinho, then I don't see why we don't let them both leave, because we've got depth in some positions. Although I think generally the squad is too thin. There is areas with more depth than others. Like I would say 2 strikers in Richarlison and Solanke. All of a sudden I think that's good depth. What else have we got? You know, other areas such as right wing now. You know, Kulusevski can do a job there. Brennan can do a job there. You've got Mohamed Kudus there. Odobek can play. We've got a little bit more depth in that position, but it would be obviously both players I think would really suit Italy in particular. Brian Gill. What have we got? Fabrizio Romano saying 85% of the chance of the deal happening. That does give me a lot of confidence. And Paul O'Keefe dropping the latest bomber that verbal agreement has been reached between the 2 clubs. And from everything you heard as well, personal terms won't be an issue. So I think it'll be very close now. Final bits of the details. Expect probably here we go. Maybe by the time this video reaches you, but more than likely Wednesday at some point, maybe in the morning or lunchtime. Also we got Davinson Sanchez, £42 million on this day in 2017. That's a long time ago now, and it's a massive amount of money. I mean, I can't believe some people had the audacity to boo him off the pitch. That not many think too fondly of him. I mean, he seems to be loved a lot more since he's left. I mean, victim of system that kind of changes among the managers is what I'd say. I think he done well his first season for sure. I mean, that's a lot of money that we paid in 2017 as well. There's a lot of pressure on him. What else have we got? Romero says apparently he's happy with Frank and everything that he's kind of maybe said or done in the last few months, which is great. And I want to give full credit to the club, but in particular Thomas Frank for committing Romero to stay, because not a little while ago it looked like Romero would leave the club. So to have him committed to making club captain, sign a new contract is absolutely fantastic. But that is your short but sweet, it's short today but very key news and good news on Eberechi Eze. That is your daily Spurs news roundup, providing you with the latest Tottenham news all in one place and the full analysis. Just a brief analysis today, not too much to discuss. Get involved in the comments below. Any headline, any story you heard in today's video, I really want to get your opinion. I'll make you a promise now. I always read every single YouTube comment and I always answer them as well. Absolutely will do that. So that's, you have my word for that, you have my promise. So please get involved in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and come back tomorrow for the daily Spurs news roundup. Hope you're enjoying this new edition for you. Thank you very much. I hope this video gets you quickly. Uploads are taking a lot longer here in Corsica, but hopefully this gets to you quicker than yesterday's did, which took about 9 hours. So fingers crossed this gets out. But for now, come on you Spurs.